Good morning, everyone. Hello. Yeah, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Shall we begin the session? Today's topic is the same. What are the various steps that is used in planning a project evaluation? In the last class, we have finished only 2 steps, and we are carrying forward with the steps with the step number 3. So, Larry, where are the other students? So, we wait for, we wait for 5 minutes. All right. So, the first step in the planning process, there are total 8 steps. We have discussed about the first step in the last class, that is re-examine the issue, audiences, and the project objectives. That is, what are the various audiences behavior, why we re-examine the issues, what are the various issues, what are the various audiences, what are the various project objectives. Then step number 2 is establish the planning team. So first of all, we re-examine what are the various issues that is used, what are the various audience, and what are the various project objectives. The next phase is establish the planning team. Who are the members? That includes the stakeholders, audience, and the evaluators. Then identify a purpose for the evaluation. What is the main purpose of the evaluation? Why we are using the evaluation? So what is the need of the evaluation? What are the pros and the cons of the evaluation? Then focus on the project improvement. Now we focus on the project improvement, how the improvement will be done, and what is the main stage in which the improvement is very much required. Then assess the project outcomes and the impact. What are the various project outcome and what are the various impact in the project outcome? Then clarify the time frame in the sense time budget in which we use the activities and the impact, or the what are the various outcomes that are expected to occur. Then perform a literature search in the sense that is a deep understanding of the project improvements. Then select the data collection method. What are the various methods that is used for the data collections, and what are the various techniques, or what are the various questions that is developed based on our evaluation goals and the objectives. So these are the 8 steps in the planning. Then 9, 10, 11, these are the 3 steps that is covered under the data collection method. So first one is determine the audience sample. Audience sample in the sense, who are the audience, what is their background, what they required, and what is their performances. That is a simple terms. We talk about the background of the audience, that is the audience sample. Then design and pilot the data collection instruments. So we design and pilot means run testing or the prototype testing with the data collection instruments. Then gather and record the data, how we gather and how we record the data in the data collection. So step number 9, 10, 11 are used with the audience, with the designing and pilot, with the data gathering and the recording. The next one is data analysis and the reporting. Next part that is required is data analysis and the reporting, and that is step number 12. That covers 3 steps, 12, 13, and 14. And step number 12 is perform the data analysis. Analysis is the process of identify whether we are going to develop. Yes, what is going to develop is correct or not. That is performing the data analysis to analyze the data. Then manage the data. Manage the data in the sense we have to manage the data in the database. How we put the data into the database. What are the various tools that is required. What are the various software that is required for this thing. Then synthesize the information and create a report. At last we synthesize, we compile each and every information and create a report for it. That is covered under the data analysis and the reporting. So first is planning, collection, analysis, and the reporting. So let's talk about the first one, that is a planning and evaluation. So plan out is planning also takes a very much efforts, evaluation efforts. So in simple terms, what is the evaluation? That is a systematic collection of the information. Systematic in the sense within a sequence, within a system, whatever the tools that is required, that is within a, we can say, within the time budget, within the required resources, everything that is required. So evaluation is the systematic collection of the information about the activities, characteristics, and the outcomes of the project to make the judgment about the project, improve effectiveness, and performs decisions about future programming And consequently, there is a greater deal or greater care that must be taken out, that must be go into the planning of any evaluation efforts. And there are 14 steps that is required in this one, and there are 8 steps that is used with the planning process. So first one is re-examine the issues, audiences, and the project objectives. What are the various issues that is used with the re-examine the issues that is used with the audiences and the present objectives. So before a project evaluation can be designed, it is essential to fully understand the project, its components, its relationship among the component, audiences, who are the various audiences, and what are the various outcomes. That may include the short term, that may include the intermediate, that may include the long term. So it depends on the components, it depends on the audiences, it depends on the intended outcomes. And the project evaluation or the project criteria that is developed or the project matter that is available. So project objectives should be re-examined. So we should re-examine the project objective, what are the various objectives of the project, and used as a roadmap for planning the evaluation. And with the logic model and associated performance objective in hand, so in hand we are getting the logic model, in hand we are getting the associated performance. So evaluation planners will be able to articulate how the project is supposed to work, what is the project, how it is works, and from this foundation the rest of the evaluation begin or design will follow. So we have to re-examine the issues, we have to re-examine the audiences and the project objectives. The next one is step number 2, establish the planning team. We have taken out the, or we have examined the issues, what are the various issues, what are the various audiences, and what are the various project objectives. Then next part is step number 2 is we have developed the planning team. Planning team in the sense that includes the stakeholders, that includes the audience and the evaluators. So the project in all likelihood includes a variety of the players, project managers, resource managers, staff members, volunteers, participants, and the community member all have a stake in the overall success of the project. And each and every employee plays a different role and sees the project through a different lens. These perspectives should be tapped, should be used when planning an evaluation. And to ensure about the ideas and the perspectives that are represented, so members of the stakeholder group should be invited to participate in an evaluation planning team. So they must be evaluated, they must be carried out with the planning team. And the team that depends on the particulars of the evaluation. What is the team that is developed? That team may be developed with only the stakeholder, only the audiences, with only the evaluator. That depends on the scenario to scenario, that depends on the requirement to requirement. So what is the main team? That depends on a particular of the evaluation. What is the target of the evaluation? That may be used as a role that is taken out with the more hands in the actual collection of the data. And the exact expectations of the planning team members need to be decided with early in the process, because what is required? If we don't know what is required, how we develop the team? So the team must be established during the planning process for the project itself. Then step number 3 is identify a purpose for the evaluation. What is the main purpose for the evaluation? And that evaluation team will need to determine the scope of the evaluation, that is define the purpose of the evaluation. What is the main purpose of evaluation? What is going to be evaluated and who will use the evaluation? So purpose, what is going, and who will use the evaluation techniques. And if the purpose to assess the extent to which a program is operating as planned, to collect the evidence of the progress towards the outcome. So it is using the top model, then a process or implementation evaluation is called for. That evaluation method, that implementation method is used to judge whether the goals of the project have been reached with the evaluation that is guaranteed, and whatever the time and the resource constraint that is not realistic or that may not be realistic to expect that all the aspects of the project will be evaluated, or whether the each and every project should be gathering the requirements or not. And the project team will need to set specific goals and objectives that can be used to focus evaluation planning and the design. What are the various evaluation planning and the design that must be carried out? So then the next step is identify a purpose of the evaluation. What is the main purpose of the evaluation? Why we are using the evaluation? What is the need of the evaluation? So determine the scope of the evaluation. That is the next concept. That is define the purpose of the evaluation. What is going to be evaluated and who will use the evaluation. And if the purpose to assess the extent to which a program is operating as planned or collect the evidences of the progress towards the outcome that is identifying in the top model, then a process or implementation evaluation. Whatever the process or whatever the implementation phase that is evaluated, that is called for. And on the other hand, if the purpose for the evaluation is to judge whether the goals of the project has been reached, then the outcome evaluation, that is known as a summative evaluation, is warranted. That is warranted that everything is okay. We are giving the um, purpose of the evaluation, we are giving the time constraint, what is the main time constraint which is required. That is not a realistic to expect that all the aspect of the project will be evaluated. And the project team will need to set the specific goals and the objective that can be used to force evaluation planning and the design. What are the various evaluation planning phases? What are the various designing phases that is required? So identify a purpose for the evaluation. And what are the various evaluation steps that people really do or people really needs? So we use the Merito and the Marine Century for conducting a need assessment. This is one of the example for the students. Then next step is step number 4, focus on the project improvement. So we focus on the project improvement, how we improve the project. So we analyze the things, we have done the analysis, we have done the designing. So we come with the improvement, how we improve that loopholes that is available in the project evaluation or that comes out with the project evaluation. So the purpose of the project or the process of the implementation evaluation is generally for the project implementation. This type of evaluation focuses on what services are provided and to whom and how. So what are the various services that is provided and to whom these services are provided and how these services are provided. And the intent to strengthen the program by providing the feedbacks on its implementation, that is how to, or we can give the implementation feedback, that is how we can implement, what is the progress and what is the success for the implementation phase. That is also carried out with the program, that is also carried out with the indentation or intention, using the information, using the collection of the data early in the program so that the changes can be made that will enhance what should do, how should do, and what are the various project or the program effectiveness that is used rather than waiting until the program is over. Therefore, the process evaluation generally occurs at lower 4 levels of the project evaluation staircase: resources, activities, participation, and the reaction. So there are 4 levels that is carried out with the project evaluation. What are the 4 layers? What are the 4 levels? Not the layers, 4 levels. That is the staircase, resources, resources, activities, participation, and the reaction. So we have to focus on the project improvement. So main purpose is generally for the project improvement and what services are provided and by whom these services are provided with the evaluation. And at its best, that is what is the main crux is that it is an essential decision making tool that can transform the project. We can transform the project with the evaluation criteria, and that can be used, or the process evaluation can be used to gather the information data about the audience reaction to project the activities, what are the various activities that is carried out with the products material, and if there is any changes that is made or that changes will be made as a result of the positive or negative feedback. Positive or negative feedback in the sense we are giving the positive or the negative feedback for the changes for the project activities or the learning experiences. Then next one is gathering the requirement or gathering the information data about the problems with the project delivery. That is, what are the various information or the data that is required for the project delivery, for the feedback, that may be a positive feedback, that may be a negative feedback to the project activities or the learning expectations or the experiences. And what are the various phases, what are the various outcomes, how to assess the progress towards the outcome of the project during the implementation. And also helps provide the information that can be used in decision making about the modification, continuation, or the explanation of the project that must be carried out, or they may be used to decide what are the various activities that is carried out, what are the various scenarios that is used with the activities, and how to move forward with an existing project. Then the question that might be addressed by the process of the implementation evaluation. So what are the various questions that arises in this one? So one is the process evaluation, then what are the various questions? So are the project resources being utilized as planned? So whatever we have planned, so that resources must be utilized with the according to the planning. So everything is going with the planning or not? Then is the project being implemented as planned? So whatever the project that is implemented as planned. So the next part, that is what are the various questions that is arises during the implementation, during the process or the implementation evaluation. So are the project resources being utilized as planned? So what are the various resources that is utilized with the planned resources or not? And how it is developed with the resource. So are the process or are the project resources that is required, that may be a time, that may be a money, that may be expertise being fully utilized or the plan. So is the project implemented as planned? So whatever we are planning out, whether that implementation phase will be planned out in this one. So whether the project that is implemented, that is as per the requirement. So as per the requirement, as we planned, that project will be implemented. For example, we plan out that it will finish within the 6 months. So we are taking out, or we have carried out that it must be finished within the 6 months only. So are the intended activities, product or the services being provided? So whatever the tools, whatever the services that we plan out, that is required or not? What promotional strategies worked or failed? What are the various promotional strategies that is either they are worked or failed? Is the project reaching the target audience? So whether the project reached the target audience or not, so whether the requirement of the target audience will be fulfilled or not, that is participated in the activity, that is known as the target audience. For example, if there are 10 users who collectively involve and make the project, that are known as the target audience or the concerned person that is used with the project activities. So whether the tools or whether the project is as per the requirement of the target audience or not, this is the next question. And what are the various or what are the participants' reaction to the project activities? So that is, what are the various participants' reaction that is used to the project activity? Do the participants perceive immediate benefits? So that means whether the benefits is available within time frame, sudden, or after the implementation of the system. So do the participants perceive immediate feedback? Yeah, correct. That is the reactions. So first point is resources, then activities, participation, and last one is the reactions. What is the reaction of the participant? Any doubt in this? Okay. So next step is step number 5. Assess the project outcomes and the impact. So we have to assess the project outcomes, whether the outcome that is used or that is available are as per the requirement of the current or the target audience or not, and impacts. So during the project development, objectives or the targets were set at some or all levels of the top programming staircase, that is resources, activities, participation, and the reactions. And the outcome evaluation assess the extent to which those project targets are reached, whether the project targets are reached with the intended users, while the outcome evaluation generally occurs at the upper three levels of the staircase, that is attitude, skills, and the aspiration. Sorry, knowledge, attitude, skills, and the aspiration. Behaviors, practices, social and economic environmental condition that is used with the project outcome, that is used with the purpose of the evaluation, that is understand how the outcomes are produced, what are the various levels of the outcomes. And each level of the top model also provide the information about the outcomes of a project, from the participant satisfaction to a longer outcome of the projects. That depends on the staircase, that depends on the knowledge, attitude, skills, and the aspirations. And the project team, it is the role of the project team that should select levels of the evaluation based on the type of the information. What are the type of the information that is needed to evaluate the project? And the outcome evaluation also informs the decision maker about the value or the worth of the project. What is the value of the or the worth of the project that is used to the decision makers, and the result of the outcome evaluation also provides the information, whatever the result that is used, that provides the information necessary to make the decisions about the continuation, revision, or the expansion of the project. That is how to make the decision, how to take the decision about the continuation, revision, or expansion of the project, how we expand the project, how we revise the project, how we continue with the project. Now, these are the questions that is addressed by the outcome evaluation. So first are the questions that is addressed with the implementation evaluation. Now these are the various questions that is used with the outcome evaluation, whether the outcome Outcome in the sense the product that is developed, that is a result. So that what are the various questions that is addressed over here? Did the participants increases awareness, knowledge, or the problem solving skills? So yeah, that means how the participant change their opinion, attitude, or the viewpoints as intended. So what are the various viewpoints? How their viewpoints are changed. What are the various problem solving skills? Then how the participants change their practices or the behavior as a result of the CASA learned. CASA in the sense knowledge, attitude. Yeah, this is a knowledge, attitude, skills, and the aspirations. So whether the practices are has been developed as a result of the CASA, whether the practices of the participant change their behavior or the practices, have the targeted social, economic, or the environmental condition be practiced, whether the conditions are fulfilled as a result of the CASA and practice of changes made by the participants. So first one is whether the skills are required, then practices are required, then improvements are required for the conditional basis. The next one is ascending tops project development strategies. What are the various project development strategies that is used over here? So just do one thing, read